The way business works is like, a door. There is always a main door, and when you enter on the main door, there's a door that goes to the sitting room, there is a door that goes to the dining room, there's a door that goes to many other rooms. So what is important is that when you enter this first door, don't end on that door. Try to check around inside the building and see many other doors. That's how it works. So you might be this person who is looking forward to do a particular business, but you don't have money and enough resources to do that particular business. So the way these things work, you can actually start up with, you can start up with something that can actually give you a ladder, that can push you up on there. Let's say, for example, your passion is to actually do with, maybe your passion is to do with fashion and design and all that stuff. And if that's your passion, that's your dream, like this is what you want to do, and you have a dream of how you want it to be, you know how big you want it to be, but at this moment, you don't have enough funds, enough cash to do certain things. You can't actually force yourself to say, no, let me just go ahead and start doing this very thing, because you don't know where to start from. You don't know what to do because cash is not really there. So what do you need to do in that particular time? So at this time, you need to find something to do that will actually help you drive you to the destination that you want. It's like you enter in a station and you see, okay, this is a car I need to enter, or this is a bus I need to enter. And then this bus, it is looking nice and all that stuff. When you look at the line, this bus is actually maybe somewhere on number 5. But there's already a bus there which is going exactly to your destination. So instead of waiting for this bus, why not get into that bus so it gets you faster to your destination? So that's the thing. What is really important is your destination and not the comfortability. Many people, when they start business, they get to be comfort. They get the comfort where they are. Maybe they start up a business and it begins to give them good results and all that stuff. And at last, they just end on that very business. They kill their dreams and all that. That's what is really bad about it. And also, there's nothing bad about being in employment if at all you have got a vision. The only problem is that when you're in an employment, you need to be a person who has the mindset of business. That's the thing. So that sometimes that employment can serve as a stepping stone. It can help you raise the funds to start the business that you want. But the problem is that when you enter into employment, then you forget about the dream that you had. You see that? So it's like a person just opens the door, they enter into that door without finding out what exactly is in that house. Is there a living room in that house? Is there a dining room in that house? They just don't care. They just open and they are comfortable where they are. So this is what is really important. So in business, you need to close the comfort zone, even though the business that you have started is giving you better results. You might be a person who wants to do with electronics, maybe phones and all those devices, and then at the moment you don't have the money. Why not go in the bush with a 2,000, start a business of charcoal, raise the money, then come back and start your business inside. So what is really important is to just catch on the vision, make sure that it never dies. Maybe 3 years you have not yet started, 4 years you have not yet started. Whatever that you are doing, you must just know that these are the things that are helping me to step up, coming closer to the business of my dream. So make sure you're not comfortable with the business that you are doing right now. In business, there is what we call emphasis, like emphasizing what you do. Okay? Now, emphasis in business is about introducing a lot of stuff that's within that very line. Okay? For example, if my business is to sell these caps, okay? If that's my business, when I start that as a passion and the thing that I want to do, what I need to do is to make sure that I have got these caps. And now, when time passes, I have to make sure that I restock a lot of them. Just having a huge number of these, it is emphasizing to me that I'm emphasizing on what I'm doing. And not just the only number, but you can also increase on the quality. Okay? So I'm selling this, but I can say, okay, fine. I've got class 1 of caps. I've got class 2 of caps. I've got class 3 of caps, right? Okay, so I've got this cap. This one is costing 50 kwacha. This one is costing 100 kwacha. This one is costing 200 kwacha. Get my point? By doing this, I'm emphasizing what I am doing. The only problem that we have is that most of the times when we start something, we don't emphasize it. Like you do it, just in a small quantity and just a little time. You concentrate on it just a little time. Then as time goes on, you want to change, divest, go into other things and all that stuff. Then you're not emphasizing on what you are doing. If, for example, you said your business is going to be kept, then as you go on, remember, I'm not saying you should not diversify. It is important. But as you go on, you forget the business of caps, you start buying trousers. You see my point? At this point, you have moved away from what you wanted really. You get the point? So if this is what you wanted, like, if it's the cap and you are trying to emphasize, make sure that whatever that you are doing, you've just emphasized it. Make sure you have different types. Make sure you have different qualities, a lot of them, so that people know to say, okay, when they look at me right now, when you meet me, you know that this person deals with this. That's what is important. But what is really bad is that when you look at you, you can't even define what you do. Tomorrow we find you with this. The other day we find you with that. We can't even classify you. Even in the way we are talking about when we say when you open a door, like you start a business, and then if your business is to say, I want to do with that in future, make sure that whatever you're doing now, just emphasize on that. So that as it gives you good income, then you do the business of your dream. Not today you do this, tomorrow you do that, tomorrow you do that. Then it means you're not emphasizing on what you are doing. So that way you are going to see that business is difficult because there is no emphasis in what you're doing. So make sure whatever you do, you emphasize what you're doing.